In this video, we're going to talk about the best agents to climb with in ranked right now. The Valorant meta has changed quite a bit over time, and there are always new agents emerging themselves as the best picks to climb with, especially in ranked play. Now, if you didn't see this video, then a major goal of mine is to start uploading on YouTube twice a week ahead of our current once-a-week schedule where we post only on the weekends. I'll continue to post our regular informative videos on the weekend, and during the week, I'd like to upload some sort of highlights video for my stream, a discussion video like we're doing today, or some other form of Valorant content. So if you guys enjoy these types of videos, please let me know in the comments down below and leave a like on the video. That way I can continue to post the content that you guys would like to see from me. During our discussion of the best agents to climb with in ranked, I'll have some gameplay in the background for my live stream, which are just some game highlights that I've gotten from the past week. So if you guys ever want to catch some of the live action, be sure to drop a follow over at twitch.tv/the1zk, and I look forward to seeing you guys there soon. With that being said though, let's go ahead and get into the discussion. All right guys, let's not beat around the bush here. The number one obvious choice to climb in ranked with is Chamber. He has a free operator that shoots like a marshal every few rounds, a pocket guardian that he can use every single round including on ecos, and he can play the most absurd off angles that nobody's expecting and teleport away at the snap of a finger so that he can never be traded out. Chamber is so broken in many ways, and if you take a look at the top of the Radiant leaderboards, a vast majority of the top 10 players are all insta-lock Chamber mains. So if that doesn't show you how broken this agent is, I don't know what will. But let's move on to some more subtle agents that are going to really help you climb in ranked for those of us that don't like to insta-lock Chamber. The second agent that we'll cover that can really help you climb in ranked is Skye. Now, one thing that I really suggest mastering with Skye is her ability to pop flash around corners and through smokes. I see so many low elo players using Skye and sending out super long bird flashes that are only good for getting information. And while there's not necessarily anything wrong with these types of flashes because again, they are good for getting information, Skye is really at her best in climbing ranked at abusing her flashes to pop super quick around corners to the point where it's impossible for any enemy to dodge the flash in the first place. And while in pro play, Skye is much more useful on certain maps as opposed to others, I think she's really effective on a vast majority of maps in ranked play. Not only can you abuse her pop flashes, but you can also dog for your team if you need to initiate things and play more of a supportive role if any of your teammates need a heal. And that's the best thing about Skye when it comes to ranked. She can really do it all for the team. The third of 5 agents, and an underrated one at that is really useful for climbing ranked, is none other than Fade. Now, if you guys have been following this channel for a minute, you would know that I was very skeptical of Fade's ability to replace Sova when she was originally released to the game. But oh man, was I wrong. Fade's haunt ability, especially on certain maps that have a bunch of unique rooftops like Haven, Bind, Fracture, and Ascent, are just so unpredictable for the enemy to break. And when you compare it to something like Sova's Dart, the advantage to the haunt ability is that it scans instantly when it lands, whereas Sova's recon ability has to pulse out from the spot that it lands. So with something like Sova's Dart, somebody can break it, and even if it gets a scan off, they can quickly shift their body to cover so that it doesn't reveal their exact location. But as I mentioned with Fade, this thing scans instantly when it lands. So when you combine all of that with the fact that she's such a new agent and people don't really know how to counter her yet, I think she's arguably one of the best picks to climb with in ranked, especially if you take some time to learn lineups and customs and know how to time your utility properly as an initiator. Before we get on to the fourth agent, 95% of my viewers in the last 30 days are not subscribed to the channel, so please help me reach a major milestone of 20,000 subscribers and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. Thank you guys so much in advance. Now let's get on with the video. All right guys, the fourth pick for the best agents to climb with in ranked is one that might surprise you a little bit, and that's Viper. Now I know there are so many players out there that absolutely dread playing smokes, and honestly, I'm one of them sometimes. But if you can become an absolute nerd on Viper, the impact that you can have for your team is undeniable. I don't know about you guys, but the difference in the game quality when there's somebody just filling on smokes as opposed to somebody who mains the agent themselves is so beyond noticeable, because having all these different lineups for your mollies, orbs, or whatever the case may be, just makes such a difference in all of the different parts of the map that your team owns at a given time. For example, one of my main duos that I play with on stream is a smokes main. So apart from the maps that are obvious Viper picks like Icebox and Breeze, my duo is a super nerd when it comes to maps that are really good for Viper in a double controller comp. Those maps being Bind, Fracture, and Pearl. And because he's such a Viper nerd, we'll have him go on Viper on these certain maps, and I'll take on the responsibility of playing that other smoke agent. And even in Immortal Elo, players simply don't know how to counter this double controller meta, as we're so good at retaining different parts of the map throughout the game. So again, while it is relatively hard to carry as smokes, the impact that a Viper nerd can have on a game is absolutely undeniable. Now, before we get into the fifth and final pick, I want to leave you guys with a couple of honorable mentions that are agents that are still really good to climb with rank. The first pick being Jett, who despite the nerf to her dash and knives, is still a really strong agent, especially for solo carrying in rank. I think there's an argument for Jett in the top 5 here, but I didn't want to fill this list with some of the most obvious picks. So we'll leave Jett in the honorable mention spot. And the second agent in the honorable mentions is Breach. And I think Breach is one of the most underrated agents in all of ranked. In high elo, the only map where people play Breach consistently is Fracture. But I get so much value out of Breach in my ranked games when I play him on maps like Haven and Ascent as well. If you guys have been watching the background footage for this video, then you would know exactly what I mean. But the reality of Breach is that people simply don't know how to combat his utility. And his stun is so good for taking control of the different parts of the map. One thing that I do as a default on attack on Haven is stun the entirety of A long from the A lobby area. And that gives us as the attacking team control of A long, which is such a crucial part of the map to own on a map like Haven. So again, especially on maps like Haven and Ascent, I think Breach is super underrated. The fifth and final agent that's really good for climbing in ranked is KO. KO is another one of those agents that really does it all. Not only is he really impactful on almost every map in Valorant, but you can throw flashes for your teammates with the long flash, flashes for yourself when popping out of a smoke, you can get information for your team with the knife, and of course you can stop rushes with your molly. Combine all of that with the fact that KO's ult is one of the strongest in the game, and you end up with a super well-rounded agent. For the rest of this video, we'll finish out this icebox game for my stream, where I absolutely dominate as Chamber and lead my team to a victory after being down 0-6 to start the match. If you guys enjoyed the video so far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, as we're trying to reach a major milestone of hitting 20,000 subscribers on this channel. And don't forget to check out the live stream, where I stream every morning, Tuesday through Saturday, as I'm currently pushing through Immortal and trying to make a push for Radiant. We have an awesome community as well, and I look forward to seeing you there soon. With that being said, guys, take care.
He smoked it, he smoked stuff up.
Post pipes.
He's still there?
Oh yeah. Close. Grabbing orb. Got knives. Opping. Can we leave? Can we leave? Oh, you mind? You guys are in. We're chilling. You're the best. Nice. There you go. There's your match MVP, man. 1-6. I think we were down 0-6, right, Dano? Was it 0-6? It was 0-6. Holy fuck.